Winter, 1922, a remote Bavarian farm sits blanketed in fresh, undisturbed snow. But something's unsettlingly wrong. Footprints press into the fresh white powder. These mysterious tracks lead straight across the field to Hinterkaifeck's back door. They lead unmistakably in, but strikingly never lead out from the farm. This is Hinterkaifeck, the lonely farmstead miles from anywhere, isolated. 6 people live here. Andreas Gruber, 63 years old, rules this place. His wife, Kazilia, endures his cruelty, while their daughter Victoria lives here too. Victoria lives here with her 2 young children, 7-year-old Kazilia and baby Joseph. But darkness hangs over this family like a heavy funeral shroud. Whispers travel through the village, terrible whispers about little Joseph's true father. The rumors suggest Andreas himself fathered Joseph with his own daughter Victoria. Whether the rumors are true doesn't matter, because the truth will die with them. On March 31st, 1922, a new maid, Maria Baumgartner, arrives at Hinterkaifeck. She replaces the previous maid who fled in terror, claiming the house was haunted. Maria doesn't know what she's walking into, or that she has only hours left. She doesn't know she has only hours left to live. The previous maid wasn't imagining things, because the Gruber family lived in nightmare. It started small, the way nightmares always do. Strange sounds and darkness. Footsteps echo from the attic above their heads, heavy, deliberate, unmistakably human. These footsteps occurred when everyone was accounted for downstairs. Andreas grabbed a lantern and climbed into the attic, searching every shadow. He found nothing inside the attic, no intruder, just empty space and silence. But the footsteps continued, night after night, pacing back and forth above their beds. Someone was up there always, pacing above their beds while they tried to sleep. Then other things began happening, things that simply couldn't be explained away. One morning, a newspaper appeared on the kitchen table from a non-existent delivery route. Keys vanished from their hooks, only to reappear days later in different places. Tools moved in the barn, and food disappeared mysteriously from the pantry. Andreas knew deep in his bones what was truly happening. Someone had been living in their house, hiding between the walls. He told a neighbor, his voice shaking with fear that he couldn't hide. "Someone is living in our house, and I don't know who it is." The neighbor asked the obvious question, "Why don't you simply leave? Why stay in a house where an unseen presence walks your halls?" Andreas had no answer, or maybe he did, but couldn't speak it aloud. Perhaps he knew that leaving wouldn't save them. Their fate was already sealed. The family didn't leave. They stayed, trapped by pride or something darker. On that first day, April 1922, someone walked out of their hiding place. Someone picked up a mattock from the barn, a heavy farming tool. With the mattock, they then began their terrible killings. We don't know exactly how it happened, but we can piece together the horror. Andreas was likely first struck down in a barn while doing evening chores. Then his wife Kazilia, then daughter Victoria, then little 7-year-old Kazilia. One by one, they were murdered and stacked like cordwood, their blood soaking the hay. Inside the house, Maria Baumgartner, the maid, was murdered in her bed. She never had a chance to run, never understood what madness she walked into. In his crib, 2-year-old Joseph was killed, the mattock brought down on his tiny skull. The killing was methodical, deliberate, and chillingly complete. But here's where the story becomes truly haunting and deeply unsettling. After the murders, the killer didn't leave. They stayed at Hinterkaifeck. For 4 days, they lived among the corpses, feeding the cattle in the barn. They ate food from the Gruber kitchen and even slept in their beds. Smoke rose from the chimney each morning. Neighbors saw it from distant farms. They thought nothing of it. Why would they, as smoke from a chimney means life? They had no idea that death had taken up residence at Hinterkaifeck. A killer was warming themselves by the Gruber fire, unnoticed and unknown. Finally, on April 4th, neighbors grew concerned. No one had been seen. The children hadn't come to school, raising more questions and fears. A few brave souls decided to walk to the farm, and check on the family. They approached the silent house, calling out, but no answer came. They found the bodies in the barn first, stacked and stiffening in the cold. Then they found Maria in her bed and baby Joseph in his crib. 6 people murdered with savage brutality, left in silent despair. The police were summoned and the investigation began, but everything went catastrophically wrong. The crime scene was quickly destroyed before investigators could properly document it. Curious villagers trampled through, contaminating evidence with their fingerprints and footprints. The attic where mysterious footsteps echoed was barely searched. Crucial clues were lost forever in the ensuing chaos and utter confusion. Police identified 6 suspects, people with possible motives to kill the groomers. But the evidence was corrupted, too compromised. No charges could be filed. No arrests were made. One by one, the suspects were released. The case went cold in 1922, and it has remained cold ever since. Over the decades, theories have multiplied like unsettling shadows. Some believe it was someone from the family's past seeking cruel revenge. Others think it was a drifter who had been squatting in the attic. Some even suspect Victoria's estranged husband, though he had a firm alibi. Then in 2007, forensic students re-examined the case using modern techniques. Their chilling conclusion: the matic blows came from different angles. This suggested different attackers from different heights. A disturbing conclusion. At least 2 people committed these murders. Someone had an accomplice. This revelation changed everything, meaning 2 people walked away that night. 2 people who kept this terrible secret, living their lives as normal. 2 people who looked neighbors in the eye and said nothing. 2 people who were never caught. Their crimes left unpunished and unseen. Hinterkaifeck farm was demolished years ago, torn down board by board. A small shrine marks the spot now, a quiet memorial to 6 lives. But the land remembers. Every winter, fresh snow falls over Bavarian. Some say you can still see them, footprints leading from the dark forest. Footprints crossing the white field, leading in but never leading out. People check the ground after each snowfall, looking for signs, for answers. They find nothing but undisturbed snow, but that doesn't mean no one is walking there. Because some mysteries aren't meant to be solved, some darkness runs too deep. Some footprints fade before we can follow them, disappearing forever. The killer of Hinterkaifeck walked away into history, anonymous and unpunished. Somewhere, maybe their descendants live among us still, never speaking, never confessing, never leading out. The mystery of